Welcome back. Now, the latest figures from the International Union for Conservation of Nature show a drop in rhino poaching between 2021 and 2022. But our rhino aren't out of the woods yet and should remain a priority. WWF South Africa's wildlife lead, Dr. Joe Shaw, joins me now to tell us more about this. Dr. Shaw, thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. Just firstly, what do you think we can attribute this decline in the number of rhino that were poached in South Africa? What do you think we can attribute this to?
So I think there's a number of lessons that we've learned over the last 15 years with regards how to protect our rhinos. It's certainly positive that the total number of rhinos lost in 2022 was 448, which is three fewer than the 451 that were lost in 2021. And given with the pressure that we know is out there, the fact that the losses are no longer increasing year on year should be recognised, and we must commend the many people involved in this achievement. It comes from incredible long-term commitment from field rangers on the ground and increased linkages with the National Department Environmental Enforcement Fusion Centre, partnerships with conservation agencies, SAPS, hawks, and law enforcement agencies across the country. However, we note with concern that the organised crime networks that are orchestrating the trafficking of rhino horn continue to move their targets onto important rhino populations. And of specific concern is the ongoing pressure in KwaZulu-Natal, where 244 were killed last year.
Exactly why do we see KZN, remaining a concern when it comes to this, especially in a country like ours, where it seems we've worked so hard to curb the issue? We've got law enforcement agencies across border, etc. Why does KZN remain a problem?
So I think it's important to look at this at a national scale and understand the complexities and the shifting dynamics of this criminality. Last year reported a 40% decrease in rhino poaching losses from Kruger, so down to 124. And I think that provides hope and important lessons about the successful interventions that we need for rhino security in large conservation areas. So the dehorning programs that have been initiated, the use of sophisticated financial investigations to understand the flows of money between these criminals, and good work to support field rangers on the ground with training and equipment and professionalizing the important role of field rangers.
And now, in terms of some of the convictions that we've seen in our country, do you think the law making an example, for lack of a better term, making an example with those people who've been found, poaching rhinos, and then those people who've been sent to jail, do you think the fact that those poachers have been made an example of also assisted in deterring the crime from continuing?
Absolutely. So I think it's very important to recognise the successes that are coming through from the judiciary and the prosecutors, that we're seeing these arrests and significant sentencing. And important when we talk about combating rhino poaching, we recognise it's not just about targeting the poaching level, but disrupting the entire transnational networks, the people who are orchestrating and facilitating these crimes. And there have also been some good arrests and some good sentencing of these higher levels of criminal involvement.
Dr. Shaw, thank you very much for speaking to us. Hopefully this transparency and communication continues. That was Dr. Joe Shaw from the Worldwide Fund for Nature in South Africa.